I'm Belkis Perez. Today on Coral Gables Now, seniors are being targeted by scam artists. We'll tell you what to look for so you don't fall victim to this crime. The city is implementing an emergency rescue transport fee for residents, but that doesn't mean you'll have to pay out of pocket. We'll explain it all.
The Coral Gables Fire Department is lending a hand to one of its sister cities. I'll tell you all about it on City News.
Plus, many teens are involved in abusive relationships and don't even know it. What the city is doing to raise awareness and combat teen dating violence.
It's Fire Prevention Month in October, and the Coral Gables Fire Department is giving University of Miami students first-hand experience of the conditions during a fire.
Under construction and under wraps. Get an inside look at the Coral Gables Art Cinema, find out when it will open and how you can get involved by volunteering. Stay tuned because that's coming up later on in Coral Gables Now.
And all dressed up and nowhere to go? We'll tell you where the Halloween hotspots will be. Coral Gables Now starts right now. Welcome to the award-winning Coral Gables Now. I'm Belkis Perez. October marked the start of the new fiscal year, and with it came some changes. Now, for many years, the city has been charging non-residents for emergency rescue transportation service. Now, to help cover the increasing cost of emergency medical services to the community, the city has started billing residents as well. But that doesn't mean necessarily that you will have to pay when you call for help. Now, here to explain how this new fee will help or work for residents, we've got the fire chief here, Walt Reed, and Mauricio Chavez of the McKesson company, which is the company that the city has contracted for the billing. Thank you to both of you for being here.
Thank you.
So, first of all, Chief, you know, a lot of people might be hesitant about this fee. Tell me if this fee will have any effect on service to the community.
This fee won't have any effect at all on the community. It should be a seamless transition. We're still going to respond to the calls in the timely manner we always have, provide the best care and coverage that we can for the residents. And the only thing we may ask in addition to the standard questions when we're treating a patient is if they have medical insurance, if they could provide us the card, and we'll record at that point in time. If they don't, then we just move on and we continue to provide that service.
Okay. And Mauricio, can you tell me a little bit about how this billing process will work?
Yes. Well, the first thing we do is go to the local hospitals where the patients are transported to try to gather the additional insurance information that the chief's guys couldn't get during the scene. Mm-hmm. At that point, we'll send a claim to an insurance company. If we send one to Medicare and Medicare pays their portion, the patient will not receive billing for the copayment. Mm-hmm. Same case with Medicaid. If the patient has a private insurance plan, we'll bill the private insurance plan first, and depending on what type of policy they have, they may receive a bill for the copayment amount. If they don't have any insurance, they'll receive a statement from us asking them to pay the bill.
Okay. So basically, if you've got Medicare or Medicaid, you might not even get anything at all. This might be just a normal, if you've ever called before EMS, it would be the same type of service without any additional paperwork.
That's correct. The only thing they may receive from Medicare is the quarterly explanation of benefits,
okay,
which they're receiving anyway. If they go to a doctor, they'll always get that statement from Medicare, possibly Medicaid.
So Chief, will your EMTs be asked at all, asking residents at all to provide any information besides this card? Will they have to have their checkbook handy, anything like that, any payment up front?
No, there's no payment involved up front. Again, we'll be asking the standard questions that we've always asked. The only additional question we'll be asking is if they have insurance. If someone on the scene can provide it, that's great. And if not, then we'll continue to provide that help that we need to provide to them.
So that's something new, though, the asking for the insurance card.
That would be the only change in our procedures right now, but it wouldn't impact our service delivery at all.
So tell me again about those who do not have insurance and are residents of the community. They might get a bill?
Yes, those that don't have insurance will receive a bill. The bill will ask them if they have any insurance, just in case we couldn't find it at the hospital or they couldn't get it on the scene. If they don't, they are responsible for the bill.
And how about those people that call for 911 and they need medical assistance, but then they are never transported to a hospital? The situation is controlled on the scene.
There's no bill for a non-transport.
Okay.
Yeah, this is strictly a transportation cost.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about the different services that are provided? I think it's broken up into four.
4 categories. BLS is your basic life support, and that's your, when we go out to calls, it's not anything advanced life support related. There may be someone that needs to be transferred to hospital because they're not feeling well, so it's what we call basic life support. Then we have what we call advanced life support 1, which is where the paramedics render the care, and if we provide 1 or 2 medications or what we call interventions, that's the category they would fall into. And then the more serious category, of course, is ALS 2, which is 3 or more medications or interventions, or if we get into a cardiac arrest or some other type of incident like that, that's the more serious type of incident, the ALS 2. And we have a 4th category, which is a special care transport, is if we respond to a scene and we need to take a patient from one location to another, and it requires intervention, say for a nurse or special type of care that they need in transport, then that would be a separate type of bill.
And from what I've read, basically that specialty care transport really hardly ever happens in the city, but obviously you have to prepare for it as well.
Right, it's very infrequent that we see that type of billing.
Chief, and do you anticipate any problems with this service?
We're not anticipating any problems. The system for billing for all transports has been in effect in Miami-Dade County for several years, and it really hasn't created any problems at all.
Well, thank you to both of you. I appreciate you coming on and explaining this new service and this new fee for residents. If you have gotten a bill because you've been transported and you want more information or you have any billing information, you can contact the McKesson company. Their customer service division is at 1-800-226-1012, or you can also call 305-229-4370. For questions regarding service, you can call the Coral Gables Fire Department at 460-5588. That's 305-460-5588. And Coral Gables Now is just getting started. Coming up, a very important warning going out to seniors. Scam artists are taking advantage of our elderly residents, robbing them of valuable and sentimental items.
The Coral Gables Museum has reached a milestone. I'll tell you about it on City News. So don't flip that channel, because Coral Gables Now will be right back.